All right, we're recording, guys. Brian Pfeiffer here. Ross, Alex is on the line as well. You guys want to say hello?
Hey, good morning.
Alex, are you out there? Can I get a one if everybody can see my screen, and a
Hi
two if
guys.
everybody
Good
can hear
morning.
me? Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
You must be able to hear me. I see one, two. Okay, cool. Good, good, good. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're probably going to have a pretty lengthy um, definitely the full hour, if not a little over today. So let's get moving and get right to it. Uh, this week's agenda, we're gonna give you guys some recommended reads for copywriting. We think that we can train you guys how to copyright how we do it, but you should definitely go out and find some other resources, and I'm going to recommend a couple to you over the next 5 weeks. We still have 5 weeks to go here, so well, this is week 3. So after that, we knock out one of these reading materials, or maybe two of them, and it's going to help you out tremendously. I know it did us. We're going to talk to you guys a little bit how we write copy, and then we're going to also bring in a seven-figure earner. Ronnie Sandlin is his name, and we're going to show you how he does it. He's going to do like a live demo. He's going to give you guys like the full training on how he goes about doing it. And this guy has been known to be doing like 10K days pretty consistently. So definitely want to be able to take some notes from him and bring. He was one of my mentors, and he's going to be a fantastic resource for you guys. We're going to do a live demo on copywriting. That's going to be done by Ronnie, and then we're going to go ahead and Ross is going to set up some ads using the techniques we just showed you, and then there's going to be some homework involved. So let's go ahead and get started today, and talk about first the reading that I recommend. I have a pretty good resource on my blog. If you ever go to marketingmeathead.com/books, I have a list of about maybe 20 books that I've read that are all pretty good. I do a little maybe one paragraph assessment of the book, how I felt about it, whatnot, and it's a pretty nice book. But the main two books for copywriting that I want you guys to pick up, I have both these books and I keep them handy because I like to reference them on a regular basis. The first one is called Cashvertising. That's by Eric Whitman, as you can see. I went ahead and pulled the author sheet off the internet here, and it's a paperback book. It's not expensive. I think I paid maybe $10 for it, and there's so many good gems in there when it comes to copywriting that you should always keep that by your desk. Flip it open. If you ever, stuck when you're writing some copy, take a look at this book, highlight the stuff that you think is important and go ahead and keep that as a resource, like right on your desk. Another good one is Ogilvy on Advertising. David Ogilvy was one of the, kind of original ad agency guys back in the day. I've read this book pretty much. I haven't read the whole thing from cover to cover, but I've, opened it up and read different parts and whatnot. It's pretty good stuff. There's some interesting articles from back when they used to advertise like Rolls Royces and stuff like that, how they built that brand, and it's pretty interesting. So I would definitely recommend going through both of those. Probably Cashvertising first if you don't have a lot of time. That would be the first one. And Ogilvy maybe pick up. Make sure you pick up the paperback or the hardcover in color, because it does show a lot of ads and whatnot, and gives you guys some ideas of things that have worked in the past, and it's just a nice resource to have handy. So I would highly recommend both those books to get for your collection of books. And if you get started on Cashvertising, maybe a couple chapters a week, you probably can finish it up by the time this coaching's over, and you'll have a pretty good idea of what copywriting is all about. All right, let's go on to week 3 ads. These are ads that we have used and actually ran. What we have here is the word free on both these, okay? And I'm going to give you guys on the next slide some better alternatives for that. These ads work, okay? These ads actually drove traffic, and they actually did perform well for us. However, the lead quality is an issue with ads like this. If you notice in the window replacement one, we put get virtually free energy efficient windows if you live in the right zip code. So it's the word free is in there, but it's like we don't really say they are free. Okay, we kind of I don't know. I guess trick them would be the word, I guess, or mislead them a little bit. But this ad performed really well. It was very profitable for us, but we had a problem with lead quality. So I wanted to show you guys these ads today to give you an idea of things that we've run and that have worked, but at the same time we've had issues with lead quality. So on the next slide, I'm actually going to show you guys some better alternatives to, and I'm going to show you what like our manufacturer actually sent us, actually last week, and told us to use as alternatives. The second ad here with the solar house looking thing, this was another ad that did really well for us. This house with the glowing light inside of it, this ad performed really well. We did a bunch of ad sets with this, and it was really good. Let's take a look at the copy. Arizona homeowners, if you only meet 2 requirements, you qualify for free solar panels. Again, probably a little bit misleading. It worked. U.S. government gives free solar panels to AZ families. These ads like do really well on Facebook. So, but at the same time, if you mislead people and the offer isn't for free solar panels, then you're kind of going against what you should be going against for the copy and the lead quality. So, Ross, do you have anything to say about these 2 ads?
Well, let me see. Yeah, I don't have actually nothing to add here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we already discussed these images before, so they work, but the copywriting sucks sometimes. And on the next slide, when you show the actual copy that advertiser send us, like they can have like better perspective, like what to use and what not.
Okay. Well, let's go on to the next page here. And Ross, I know you implemented some of these things this week. Why don't you go ahead and talk to, kind of read through these one by one so everyone really understands what's going on here. And you did implement some of these things, and it did actually change the conversions a little bit, but at the same time, it was still profitable, if I remember correctly. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. So
Okay.
what I suggest is just take a print screen of this table, guys, or save it somewhere, a screenshot, because it's very useful. You basically have some phrases that probably most of the marketers they use, the online marketers from the left side. As you can see, solar is free, free solar, 100% free, and on the right side you have suggested modifications. Of course, if you're using solar free or just a free, the word free, you don't have like any suggested modifications. It says avoid using free. But down below, so that's specifically for solar, but you can implement that on any niche, because as you can see in the right column, it's fourth row it says save beacon solar today, but you can say save beacon window today, or save beacon car insurance today, or save beacon you know I don't know, door replacement, whatever you name it. So it works. What I did is, let me see what I did actually. Mm, so actually I showed you last time. I think I showed you, I'm not quite sure, but I'm just gonna go again. So the from bottom to top, the third row says zero down solar available in 30 states, right? So this one works pretty well when you say zero down. Whatever you promote, if you say, I think I showed you with car insurance, right? With the auto finance.
Hey, somebody's got
So
a dog barking. Could you guys mute out whoever that is? I think it might be
what
you,
is that?
Alex. I hear a dog barking. Sorry,
Oh
Ross.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a dog.
We don't have a dog here, so it's not
Okay.
us.
Are you guys hearing me by any chance?
Ronnie.
Oh, what's up, man?
Yeah, I think that might. I mean, my dog is really way outside. I'm not sure how you can hear it, but I have
I will.
I have this new setup here, so it may pick it up.
Yeah, no
So
problem, buddy.
whatever.
Give us a couple minutes, and I'll have you jump on. Welcome.
Sweet.
Ross is
You
kind of
may want
going
to just mute
over.
me. Do you want to just mute me? I didn't even know it was live. I was
Yeah,
on a hot mic.
there's a
You just
little
mute me.
microphone button on your end. Just make it's probably green right now. Click it and it goes to red, and then you're muted until we're ready for you.
Got it.
All
Got
right,
it.
thanks,
Muted.
buddy. Okay, Ross. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry
no
about the
problem.
interruption. We were waiting on Ronnie. He showed up here, so we're good.
That's cool. That's cool. Yes. So yeah, I mean, basically, if you use like I showed you guys example with the auto insurance example when we set up a ad for auto insurance. I think I don't remember if I said this on the webinar or I did it myself because I was setting ads for ourselves, you know. But what I did, I said, um, need a new car, or I said like, you remember I showed you a picture with super shitty car, and I said your car looks like this, get a new one. We approve bad credit, and then I said $0 down, uh, and you drive a new car, something like that, you know, which is it works when it says zero down. Nobody wants to pay. You know, sometimes you gotta call the advertiser and ask them if they really do like zero down. Probably no, but you know, you're gonna drive the lead, and then it's advertisers' part to close the lead. Of course, if you drive shitty leads, they won't close a lot, maybe 50% or 40%. Then they're gonna bitch on you, and then probably they're gonna lower your payout. Um, but so the last row, let me see, see if you can go sort it. So yeah, we like to use something like qualify today, see if you qualify, um, hurry, deadline ending soon, something like that, you know, to spark some scarcity. And let me see if I can pull the ad um, from the last week. Give me 1 second. Um, I'm trying to log in one of the accounts we have. So let me see. Well, I mean, it's good to have some scarcity, and it's good to have some kind of how can I say not a promotion, but you know, zero down or 50% or when we were using the window offer, I said 75% cut of your electricity bill, energy bill. Sorry, uh, that this wasn't compliant because usually they save about 25%. So, but I said 75, you know. So people start to calling the advertiser. And when the advertiser was asking them some questions, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I saw 75%, I can save." And you know, the advertiser is like, "No, no, who said that?" And they were like, "Yeah, I saw it in the ad." And then the advertiser called us, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And blah blah blah. So yeah, make sure that your copy is compliant with the advertiser, because by the end of the day, everybody should be happy. You make money, they make money, and the people they got their windows replaced, so everybody's happy. But it gotta be in a compliant way, like in the proper way. I'm still trying to pull the ad. I don't remember which account I used to use.
So, moral of the story here, guys, is this particular sheet here we got right from the advertiser, and he said that you can't use this, and this, but you can use this, and this. So, you got to kind of follow the rules when you're writing your copy, and then go ahead and be compliant. And then if you're running compliant, you should be okay as far as the lead quality and the
Mhm.
compliance issues. Because I'm kind of in a fight right now with an affiliate network, and they were claiming we weren't compliant, and they're trying to like not pay us. So you don't want to run into that situation. So it's just
Yeah.
be we're trying to teach you guys here, some of the stuff that you might want to try to avoid. We showed you some stuff that we ran and wasn't compliant really, and now we're kind of giving you guys what is. So we're trying to teach you guys here, the right way to do things. So because unfortunately, if you don't do things right, you may be able to get away with it for a while, but eventually you're probably going to end up having issues. So, and we want to try to avoid that for you guys, because we've already been kind of dealing with that on some levels, not all levels, just some levels. So, Ross, do you want to why don't you find that ad, and then we'll show it a little later after Ronnie goes, okay?
Yeah,
And
I found it already, but yeah, I mean they already seen the ad, so maybe Ronnie can go.
Let me give Ronnie an intro. Let's respect his time. We got him on here. I told him
Yeah.
he's going to go on around 10:15, which is it's 10:15 now. Let me
Okay.
talk to you guys briefly about Ronnie Sandlin. Ronnie
I'm
Sandlin's
missing myself.
okay, Ross. Thanks. Ronnie Sandlin's a seven-figure earner. He's definitely a copywriter by trade. He's kind of a unique individual. He likes to sit around and kind of think about stuff for a while, and then he'll go ahead and kind of pull it in and make it into some serious copy. He definitely writes his own stuff. He's not one of those guys that goes out and copies a bunch of other people. He likes to be creative and do his own thing, and his copy works. He's definitely one of my mentors. I actually met him at an affiliate meetup down in Santa Monica just about a year and a couple months ago. I think it was November of 2000, maybe 15, and then I met Ronnie. So, and I met him at an affiliate meetup. So, I talked to you guys about places where you find offers and whatnot, and that's where I met Ronnie. It's kind of like the law of reciprocity, man. The more you go into stuff like this, coachings, you network with the right people. By default, you're going to start getting things that are going to make you successful. And the more you pursue it, the more successful you're going to be. So, Ronnie, are you able to unmute your mic and tune in? Are you able to hear me? Hello, Ronnie. Ronnie. Yeah,
I'm
there
here.
you are.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Okay. Cool,
Do you want me to?
So,
I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen so I can give you the controls, pretty much. Okay. And
okay.
I'm gonna change presenters. Let's see if you are on here as a presenter here. Ronnie Sandlin. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna give you the keys here to the castle. I am seeing we're seeing your. I think we should be able to see that. That's you, right? What is copywriting?
That's me. Yep, that's me. Can
Okay,
you see it?
Yep, I can
All
see
right,
it.
cool.
Mhm.
So right on, I'm excited to be here. I'm gonna just teach you some fucked up stuff to I really hope you guys are taking notes, because I'm just gonna teach you some stuff that's gonna change your life in a very, very short amount of time. A little bit about me. Brian told you guys a little bit about me. About 5, 6 years ago, I was probably in a lot of your positions, so your guys' shoes, just on the journey, trying to figure it out. Nothing was working. Nothing was cranking for me. I was lucky to make a couple $100 a week here, there, online. Most of my online money was from me getting clients and helping them set up their ads, which was just awful work. And so I was really struggling. I was a really struggling entrepreneur. And I came across this way to market to people that overnight changed my life. And when I say overnight, I literally mean overnight. I mean the day before I was using this way that most people market to people, by the way. And in fact, that's probably how you're trying to market to people. And I'm going to show you some examples of that in a minute. But I changed one small tweak, and I started using what's called advertorial. Okay, and I started focusing on their pain points and fears and frustrations versus trying to sell the product. And again, I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. And I woke up. At the time, I was running some pay-per-call campaigns, and I woke up. I'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and turn on my ads, go back to sleep, and then wake up to see how they perform. And mind you, I'd been running this campaign for about 3 months, and I thought I'd hit something, a little bit profitable, and I was making about $400 or $500 a week, which is pretty good, which wasn't bad for me at the time. I thought I was superstar. But I woke up, and after making this one small change in my campaigns, and I had over $1,000 in profit from, and it was only like 9 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. I thought that something was wrong, because I looked at my ads and was like, oh my God, they must have gone crazy on the spend. But I looked at my ads and I only spent a couple $100. And I made just massive amounts of money. I couldn't even believe it. It took me 2 days for it to really process. It wasn't until wires started hitting my bank account and I started spending the money that I was like, holy shit, this is real. This is real. And that was the first day I made $1,000 profit. I've never made really less than that since that day, every single day. And now we're cranking $10,000, $15,000 a day profit. I have a very small team of people that I've been privileged to build and help me build my business. But it all started because I had a breakthrough campaign and I had something that worked and I had a system that worked and I found a method that worked. And so let me go into that method a little bit. So basically, what is copywriting? You're going to hear that term thrown around a lot, but copywriting is something that's really misunderstood and also really something that people aren't focusing on in marketing. Okay, so unfortunately, in the marketing game that we're playing right now, internet marketing, I'm seeing a lot more people focus on the technical side of the program of how to set up ads. So how to set up your lookalike list, how to media buy, how to bid, how to do, and that stuff's, the thing is, that stuff's easy to teach. Okay, so that's why you're going to get most of that information online. And so you're going to find that a lot of programs are just going to teach you how to rip content. Well, rip this copy, rip this advertorial, rip this. They won't even teach you the copywriting aspect because it's just a little bit harder to teach and a little bit more nuanced and something that's not 1, 2, 3. With media buying, it's a 1, 2, 3 thing. And you bid here, you place your ads here, and you cut back over here. So it's a very easy thing to teach. So copywriting is an art. Whereas media buying is the science. So copywriting is not trademark protection of content. A lot of people mistake when I say I'm a copywriter, they say, "Oh, can you help me copyright my idea or trademark idea?" It's not that at all. Really, what copywriting is the ability to persuade and influence. Okay, so it's the top of the food chain knowledge. Learning how to copyright is literally the ability to bring rain, to bring money into a business. So I like to talk about the concept of being the rainmaker. And Brian touched upon this a little bit earlier. I run a multi-7-figure business. I probably work 2 hours a day. Okay, I really don't work that much at all. And the reason why I don't work that much at all is because I use leverage. Okay, with marketing, if you're the rainmaker, if you're the guy that's able to provide the leads, the sales, and the online presence, you don't have to do anything. You let the farmers do the work. So you go to a company. You can go to any company. I heard you guys talking about like auto insurance. I think when I signed on. So whatever company is, whether it's an auto dealer, an auto insurance, life insurance, solar install, student debt company, business loan company, credit. I mean, the list goes on. The list is infinite. I mean, every business needs more leads and sales. I don't care what business you're in, you need more leads and you need more sales. So if you're the guy or gal that can provide these leads and sales, then you have the ultimate negotiation and bargaining tool. You are the rainmaker. You let them do the work. You let them do all the farming on the land, all the hard work, the delivering of the product, delivering of the service, and all you have to do is come in and bring the rain and make massive amounts of money. I mean, I don't know if I can be clear. I mean, multi-7 figures in a few years. Those numbers get thrown around a lot, but when you see the numbers, I mean, that's, we're getting $30,000 to $70,000 wires every single week profit. So I mean, that's the type of money we're talking about. So. This ability, this skill set, I can really not stress it enough. If you learn how to write copy and if you learn how to persuade people, you will never, ever, ever have less than $500,000 in your bank account. If you get good at it, I promise you. I promise you. Okay? So here's the trick. What most people do when they're trying to sell a product is they focus on the features and benefits. In fact, I used to sell cars, okay? So years before this, before I ever got into online sales, I was a car salesman. And I went through all the trainings, the Zig Ziglar trainings, the Grant Cardone training. I mean, you name it, I went through a sales training program. One second. Somebody's hitting me up. I'm hoping it's not. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so I've been through all the training sessions, and I'm sure a lot of you guys on this call have been as well. And the first thing that they tell you is sell the features and benefits. Sell the features and sell the benefits. And you know what? And then it always ends up being some high pressure close, and that's not the way to sell. I found out that's actually the exact opposite way to sell. What you want to do is focus on their pain points first and focus on their emotional impact that you're making with your product or service. Okay, so let me give you an example. Pain point products sell twice as much as pleasurable products. So you're going to sell twice as many diet pills as you're going to sell Twinkies. Okay, you're going to sell twice as many surgeries as you're going to sell people doing preventative exercise. You see what I'm saying? So anytime you sell a product that solves a pain point, you're going to have a much better time and get quicker access to cash that you want than if you're trying to sell, some type of toy or some type of preventative product or some type of preventative service. Okay. Okay, so for example, solar is something that we're in. We are in that, and that's a product that is not a pain point product, but we have a real tough time with it. It's not something that it's just a big market, so it's kind of hard not to get into. But it's one of those markets that I see distinctly the difference between marketing something that's not really necessary, like solar panels, and then marketing something like a loan or private loan when somebody needs money and access to capital. We make much more money off the pain point niches, much more. And it's easier access to money. So for example, if I told you, hey, Brian, uh, give me $50 and I will show you how to prevent bone spurs. Brian would say, well, why don't you fuck off and leave me alone? Where if I went to Brian and he said, hey, dude, I have these crazy bone spurs, I'm in immense pain, and you said to him, look, I have this product for $300 that will get rid of your bone spurs. He's going to give me $300. He's going to give me $600 because he's in so much pain, versus selling the preventative bone spur, exercise product. And then the list goes on and on and on and on. If you provide a solution to a pain point, you're going to make a lot more money. I mean, I really can't stress that enough. So don't sell the features and benefits first. Now, there's a time and a place to sell the features and benefits, okay? But what you want to do, again, like I said, is hit their pain points, hit their emotional soft spot, okay? And I'll give you some good examples of that in a minute. Sell to the reptilian brain. Now, there's a theory, and I like this theory, and it's really, really worked very, very well in my copy, called the triune brain theory. Okay, so the triune brain theory is this theory that we have three different types of brains in our brain. We have the reptile brain, okay, we have the mammalian brain, and then we have the neo-mammalian brain. So let me explain. The reptile brain is the oldest part of our brain. Actually, let me see if there's like a photo or something that I can pull up. Kind of give you a visual representation of what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go. So here's a good one. So the neo-mammalian, the paleo-mammalian, are also known as the mammalian, and the reptilian brains. The reptilian brains you see there is that kind of that core, little tiny, little itty-bitty part of the brain. Okay, so that's the part of the brain that is the oldest, most evolved part of the brain. Okay, so I hope you're taking notes because this is seriously some stuff that's going to change your life. Like once I started learning this stuff, like not only did I start making massive amounts of money, but my ability to persuade, influence, and just walk around the world with absolute no resistance has been phenomenal. Once you understand these concepts, I really, really can't stress it enough. So reptilian brain. So the reptilian brain is the fight or flight. It's the sex. It's the most primal, the deepest instincts that we have. It's survival, basically. So basically, when you're talking to the reptilian brain is not only the oldest part of our brain, but it's also the most powerful part of our brain. It's the brain that controls the rest of the parts of the brain. And as I go into this further, I'll kind of explain that a bit more. So the reptilian part is your fight or flight. Now, if you start speaking to the reptilian brain, okay, so imagine there's three different people. Each of the brain has a different person kind of operating it. And who we think is the person in control of the ship is the neo-mammalian. So that's the top part of the brain. It looks like the biggest part, but it's actually the part that's the least in control. But it thinks it's the most in control. So that's the conscious observer. That's who you are behind your computer right now, observing this, thinking that, processing this information. Now, beneath it's the paleo-mammalian, okay, the limbic system. That is older than the reptilian, or not older than the neo-mammalian, but not as old as the reptilian. So that's that governs status in tribes. So mammalian. So you think of how mammals act. They're tribe, pack-based animals, status-based animals. Most mammals have a rank and a status and a kind of a pack. So that's very, very much That's very, very much what you want to talk to when you talk to the mammalian brain. So, for example, BMW, Rolls-Royce, luxury brands, all talk to the paleo mammalian brain. Okay, they're not speaking of features and benefits because what features and benefits can you sell about a Louis Vuitton purse? The fucking purse. It puts stuff in it. You know what I mean? So obviously they're not talking about features and benefits. They're talking to the reptilian brain and they're talking to the paleo mammalian brain. And that's why luxury brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, BMW are able to charge massive amounts of money, not have nearly as much inventory as their lower price competitors, and rake up massive amounts of profit. Versus lower price competitors have to work harder for the money, have shorter, smaller profit margins. So you see what I'm saying? When you talk to the paleo mammalian, you talk to the reptilian brain, you're going to pull so much more money than if you're trying to sell features and benefits. I mean, it's incredible. It's huge. Okay, it's huge. So the reptilian brain, going back to speak to reptilian, because I only touched upon that gently, is the fight or flight. This is the absolute fucking fear that people fear. This is the stuff that they won't even admit to other people. That's the stuff that's rolling around in their brain. That's just this. We all have it. It's just this little tiny demon little voice. It's just this little reptile, this little fucker that just fucks everything up for us. It's our most primal stuff. So if you're talking to that guy in everyone's brain, you're going to make so much money. So fight or flight. Think about it. So in your copy, how do you put fight or flight? Well, for example, okay, so if it's a personal loan, you may say something like, hey, times have been really tough. I'm worried about feeding my kids. I'm worried about putting food on my kids' table. I'm also worried my wife's going to divorce me because, we've been arguing a lot lately, and I'm worried she's going to take the kids and I'm going to have no access to them. Right, I'm gonna have no rights over them, and these are these primal. Now think about it. It sounds very, very. It sounds like it's not super primal. When you think about it, taking somebody's kids, not being able to put food on their tables, their wife divorcing them, meaning their mate leaving their nest. And actually, when you think about it, back in caveman days, when you were in a tribe of 150 people, if your mate left you, that was literally a death sentence. A lot of times, it would drive you out of the tribe. If your mate left you, they don't want extra men. They would drive you out of it was literally like a death sentence. Obviously, we live in the modern world, so it's not like that anymore. But those fears still emanate in us. So most guys can relate. Going up to a woman, sometimes it's like fucking terrifying. You don't even know why. It's just a woman. She's not going to kill you. She's not going to harm you. There's nothing. But sometimes it's just terrifying to go to a beautiful woman, and it's because of those instincts that we have from way back in the day. That's basically saying if she rejects you, it could be a death sentence in your tribe. So you really want to talk to these primal things, and I'll give you some examples in a minute. So the neo-mammalian is the least important part of the brain. That's the features and benefits. So that's the stuff when you're selling the horsepower in a car, you're selling the safety features, you're selling the color, you're just selling the stuff that doesn't really matter, but it's just, like I said, features and benefits. Now, like I said earlier, this is the shit that all these sales gurus are telling you to sell. Sell the features and benefits. Well, the features and benefits is the least effective persuasion strategy. So if you're already hitting the features and benefits first, you're going to fail compared to somebody that's hitting the neo-mammalian and the reptilian parts of our brain. So let me give you some examples, okay? So here is kind of one of my advertorial launch pages. Let's see. Here's another one. I got a bunch of them. Okay, so here's what I just wrote. New virus allows hackers to silently steal webcam video from your computer. So this is a web security product. Okay, so this is a product that is actually a preventative product, and so I had to figure out a way to get that fight or flight instinct to hit the reptilian brain and to hit those very, very primal parts of the brain. Because actually the product is really a preventative product, not very sexy, and not something that a lot of people are just going to buy, So I had to make it primal to make it work. Never in my worst nightmare would I have ever thought my daughter and wife's nudes photo would be leaked for the world to see. There's something, if you read that and I had you hooked up to an MRI, So an MRI is a brain scanner that can detect brain activity, and you read that, I guarantee you your brain's going to light up. It's going to light up. I could actually track your brain lighting up once you read that. And that's what we're doing as copywriters. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you, bro. I just want to say, guys, this is massive. This is fucking massive, bro. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, this is next level shit. This is like fucking dark magic, dude. I'm not kidding when I say dark magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, dude. I never graduated high school. I got kicked out of high school for selling weed, okay? So, like, I never went to high school. Like, I never had all this formal education a lot of people have, yet I run a multi-seven-figure business. And I can really just say from these strategies, and it's multi-seven-figure and growing. I can't even stop the growth at this point. And it's just because we're just using these insane black magic strategies. So, anyway, like I was saying, here's a copywriter. Our goal is to create a movie in their brain, okay? So if I had my copy and I had them linked up to an MRI and then I had them read my copy and then I had them read my competitor's copy, I promise you I'll watch their brain light up way more than if I watch their competitor's brain light up, because I'm hitting these massively these psychological and triggers of the id and the reptile brain, stuff that just makes, it's just these primal emotions I'm trying to bring out. I'm trying to have them vomit just primal energy basically when they read my copy. And when I talk to people, this stage strategies is when I use when I'm trying to get something, so, again, very powerful. Use it at your own risk. Once you know this stuff, if you can't go back, and B, you're going to see other masters doing this, how they're able to persuade as well. So it's a great safeguarding tool once you learn this stuff. Yeah, see, so I'm using a lot of photos. Even in my photos, I'm trying to bring out that, like really, really, really just strong reptilian stuff. Okay? I felt unable to protect my wife, my daughter when they needed me the most, which was one of the worst feelings I have ever felt. Right? It would be irresponsible as a husband and father not to. So you see, I'm using these really, really, really emotionally charged lines. What I'm not doing is selling the features and benefits. Not once in this copy do I say, hey, look at this new security software. It's 10 times better than the competitors. It has 103 port stations of protection. You know what I mean? Nowhere do I even explain it. I just say, protect your family's PC now. I don't even talk about the product. You see how different, how counterintuitive that is compared to most people's marketing? So if I were to go over here and Google security, right? So the most security software, top-rated antivirus. Right, so here's how most people sell, which is fine, but if you send them to an advertorial first, so if you send them to my advertorial first, right, and then if that's where they clicked over, you're going to do quite well. But if you send it just straight to this, it's like Bitdefender, multi-security, Wi-Fi. It's again, this is how most people sell. They're selling the features and benefits. Used by over 500 million. I mean, it's fine. I'm not, whatever. It's just a typical features and benefits sales page. But if you added this before it, and then you sold them the features and benefits, what you're doing is you're using my strategy, hitting them with the reptile brain first, hitting them with the mammalian brain first, and then you hit them with the features and benefits after they have gotten all emotionally charged up. Then they click on that. Then they go over to your Bitdefender or whatever your product is, and then they read the features and benefits. It's the least most powerful part of our brain. You want to save that for the last. You want to hit them with the emotional first. But even on this page, you should have some of the emotional stuff, which I don't see. But that's the thing. That's where the wide open opportunity is. There's all these companies out here that are selling features and benefits. They don't know anything about this dark magic copywriting shit I'm talking about. So, they're getting like 20% ROI, and they're building these tiny little companies, and they're not growing. It's hard because, you know, it's getting so competitive online that unless you really, really are taught or really, really speaking to people on an emotional level, they're going to go to kitty video. They're going to go watch porn. Okay, so if you think your advertising is more interesting than porno, you know, it needs to be. Really. And why is porno so effective? Well, because it talks to the reptile brain, talks to the adult sites are taking the most primal part of our brains. That's why they're the most visited sites on the internet, right? So you really want to speak to that part of the brain, and you'll have much, much bigger success. I guess I'll show you a few other examples. I could show you a couple. That's one. Here's a good one. Here's what I did for business loans, how to get cash to grow your business when banks aren't lending. I'm afraid I may lose my business and everything I've worked so hard to achieve. You know, I'm hitting them with their pain point. I rest a lot easier every night knowing if my oven breaks or my air conditioning unit goes out, I'm able to access the cash I need. So I'm really, again, hitting them with their pain point. It isn't get cash quick, low APR ad. So if you go again, if I go to any business loan, I'm just clicking the first one. It's going to say, get access to this in under 72 hours. Yeah, funding as little as 24 hours. I know this market. So it's the same shit. And that's why I'm able to dominate these markets. I just go in and just shit on them because they're not doing any of these strategies I'm using. So I can just go in any market and just shit on them just by adding the advertorial and hitting the dark magic stuff. So that's it. I mean, I wish I could. I wish the stuff was more complicated. I wish I could keep going on about it. I mean, that's the thing. The best information sometimes isn't drawn out into a whole semester or 4-year college. It could maybe just because you hopped on a webinar with Brian and got 30 minutes of me talking that could change your life way more than 4 years of college education will ever do that. Hey, and you're not even you guys didn't have to get into debt to learn this stuff.
So Ronnie, what do you do when you have say you're going into a new vertical and you don't have any really any resources? Obviously, usually the first thing I do is I ask an affiliate manager, hey, do you have any landers or anything? A lot of times they have landers and stuff they can supply you. Whether those are working or not, you never really know. But at least it's a starting point. How do you go in on say a brand new offer? Say you were going to go into the auto loan business, and where would you start? Would you just go ahead and just pull some copy off the internet, or would you just go ahead and just write your own?
That's a great question. Okay, so first off, when I entered a new market, there's a few things that I look for. Number one, it needs to be a massive market. I'm not the riches and the niches type of dude. I'm not that dude. I've never gotten that to work. I want something big boy. I like big boy money. Okay, so something that's nationwide. So insurance is good, student debt, business loans, personal loans, solar, home loans. The number one. Number two, it needs to hit a pain. Especially if I'm just brand new and I have limited resources, I need to hit a pain point. Because like I said earlier, it's gonna be much easier to sell a pain point product something like hair loss for women, by the way, which is a massive market that most people don't know about. Hair loss for women. So something that has a very, very strong pain point I'd focus on. The next thing is I would start on Facebook advertising just because it's kind of the creme de la creme right now, and you're going to have a good time if you know how to use it and you stay compliant. So what I would do is I'd find an advertiser that has Facebook data that already has all the conversion audience. So if you're familiar with running ads on Facebook, it's really all about building your lookalike list, building up your pixel and buying your data. So what that means is you have a funnel and then you have to spend $20,000 through that funnel to get it seasoned and optimized. Now, if you're brand new and you don't have that type of money, it's really, really important that you go find an advertiser that already has all this data for you. So all you have to do is plug right in and start making money. Or you're going to have to buy that data from scratch and optimize your funnel from scratch, which is expensive. There's no way around it. It's expensive. So if I'm new, I'm going to hit a pain point product, make sure I go to an advertiser with Facebook data, seasoned Facebook data that they can share the audiences with me. Or if they can't share the audience with me, which most of them can't, only a lot of the smaller advertisers will, but bigger ones won't, what they'll do is they'll give you an email list of buyer data, at least a thousand records of an email list of buyers. So then you can upload that to Facebook and create a lookalike list around that. Okay, so that's what I would focus on. And then as for whether or not I write my own or I rip, I'll be honest, I have ripped. I have ripped just when I'm getting, if I'm brand new to a market, like I'm always gonna just look at what works and just try to beat that. Okay, I'm always trying to beat it. I'm 90% of the time I can beat an advertorial that I see or beat a thing. But if you're brand new, I would say don't try to reinvent the wheel too much because writing copy is a bit difficult, but definitely focus on trying to improve something that works constantly. You know, coming at it with a new angle. But if I wouldn't start with a brand new, I mean, I personally would because I'm, you know, at this point, I'm pretty confident in my copywriting ability. But if when I was brand new and I had never really written a piece of copy that has been proven to go on to make seven figures, or not even seven, even six figures, just say six figures. If I haven't written a piece of copy that's gone on to make six figures, I would focus on just improving other people's stuff first and then learning why. Okay, so you would say, well, all I did was change the headline on this advertorial and I got a 6% click-through rate. So then you start understanding why that headline changed, why that headline gave you a higher click-through rate. And so if you start applying the strategies I just showed you, which is hitting their pain points, it's easy to go to, you know, these advertorials or these other funnels and just improve on them just by hitting their pain points and just removing the feature benefit emphasis and putting the features and pain point emphasis there.
That makes total sense. Yeah, no, it makes total sense. You know, go out and see kind of what's working out there if you're a newbie and take that and kind of start from there and then work your way backwards. That's generally what I do. I go out and I try to find like at least 4 or 5 solid swipes and then I'll kind of take the best of those 4 and try to make my own. You know,
Right.
that's generally what I do.
Right.
So,
And then eventually you'll get good enough to start where you'll be confident enough where you'll just say, like, I can look at stuff and just create stuff on my own now. But when I was new, I didn't, you know, I don't think you should. I like Elon Musk's model of education. So I don't know if you know this, but, you know, obviously you guys know Elon Musk is a massive genius. But he actually started his own school for his kids. Yeah, this is something most people don't know. But his kids, he was shopping around the whole world. He was shopping around for a school to put his kids. And he realized that none of them fit up to his par. None of them were up to par for what his standards. I mean, I'm talking about the whole world. None of them were up to par for him to put his kids in. So what does Elon Musk do? He creates his own school, his own charter school for his kids. You can Google this. And anyway, if you read his whole, I've read his whole theories on starting the charter school, and his whole theories on education is magnificent, which is the best way to learn is to backwards engineer what's working. And the problem with modern day education is it's teaching theories and concepts first, and then it doesn't let you touch the engine until you're advanced. You know, so you know it'll teach you why an engine works, the theory behind combustion, the theory behind this, you know, all this stuff. That's what they'll teach you first, and then maybe a year and a half down the line they'll let you start taking apart the engine, right? So if you actually reverse that and give them kids wrenches, and let them take apart the engine first and then learn the theories after, that's actually a much more effective way of learning. So backwards engineering success is what that comes down to. Not trying to figure out how to build the motor from scratch, but backwards engineering a working motor. And then once you've learned how to backwards engineer it, then you can build an engine from scratch.
yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Ross, did you have any other questions for Ronnie? He's going on about a half hour here, a little more. That was about
No,
what we
I think
wanted.
you just blew us away, man.
Yeah, if there's anyone with questions, I'd be happy to take them now.
Can I get a 3 in the chat box if you liked what Ronnie just showed you guys? A 3? Let me see if I get some 3s here. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of 3s, Ronnie.
Okay, great. I don't even know how to see them, but I'll trust but cool. Yeah. Sweet. I have a little school of hidden knowledge thing. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about copyright, I have like a free little mini course at hiddenknowledge.school. Or feel free to just link up with me on Facebook or wherever. I'm a really easygoing, cool dude. Sometimes kind of hard to get a hold of me, but I'll do my best to answer you back. But yeah, if you have any questions, I guess we're.
Ronnie,
I don't see
can
any.
you spell me or tell me, like, I'm gonna type in the chat box how they can find you if they want. your Facebook group or your hidden knowledge school or whatever you like to leave as a
Okay.
contact.
Yeah, I'll send you. Yeah, hidden knowledge. I'll send you. Well, I don't know if you have a place where I
Ronnie,
can.
I
I see some
organize a
questions
panel,
here
a
actually.
little question drop down. You click the little arrow, it drops down the questions, and then you can actually click on one of the questions, and then you can reply all.
Oh, I
Then
see. So
you'll be able to
I'll
see it.
reply to some of these questions. Can we get a copy of the Solar do's and don'ts? I don't know if I mentioned a copy of that. I don't think
No,
that was
I
brought
have
up.
that. They'll get a copy of that. I'll be
Oh, okay.
supplying the
Okay.
slides.
Okay.
So they'll have that in the members area. So they're good on that.
I'm building customer base in
Thanks,
new
Ronnie. Everyone's
markets.
giving me a lot of praise and thanks, and that was good. So awesome, man. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come and show us kind of how we do things over here. So that was great. Um,
Sick. Awesome. Well, yeah, Brian. Well, I don't usually do this, so I'll just end off like this. I don't usually do this for people. I get asked quite a bit to go on webinars, and I don't. But I did it for Brian. Brian is a friend of mine. Brian went through my coaching program when I was open, and I really like him. He has a lot of stuff. I mean, I learn from him now. At this point, I go like the stuff that he posts in different various groups. I'm taking notes on. So definitely a great guy to learn from. Just a great guy in general. And like I said, if you guys are on this webinar with him, you're definitely on the path to some serious money. So I'll just leave it at that.
Thanks, Ronnie. All
All
right,
right,
man.
take it easy.
Ross, I'm going to
I don't.
change presenters to you.
Yeah,
Um,
just that Ronnie didn't or he mentioned okay for his
Uh,
contacts.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
hit hit
You can
school.
hidden
Hit,
knowledge of school.
Okay.
hidden knowledge dot school. Let's put
Yeah,
that
that's
in.
right. Hidden knowledge dot school. So, or just you guys could just link up with me on Facebook or wherever, so it's all good. Just mention that you saw me on Brian's webinar, and I'll make note of that. So cool. All right. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to leave this chat. I've never used GoToWebinar. All right. Take it easy, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks, Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Ronnie, man.
Ross, I gave the controls over to you. Let's go ahead and
That was massive.
go ahead
Yeah,
and do a live demo here of how we're gonna, do some copy, get another ad set up, so these guys
yeah.
can practice this week,
Probably
and
we're
then we're
gonna
gonna have
set
some
up
homework.
that next week because next week we're gonna start with the hardcore shit. Because from next week, week 4, we're gonna start focusing only on algorithm, setting up ads, targeting, etc. This week it will be like more like the copy, which is like very important, like Ronnie said. I mean that's the most important. Even the copy in the ad itself is super important. Like we've seen ads that if we change just just let's say 2-3 words, just change the wording in same ads with the same targeting and same images, one perform better than the other, just because we change a few words on the copy on the like the on the ad itself. For example, like this one. Okay, we created this one right with you guys. Uh, so if you just change like a couple of words here, you can see different results. Unfortunately, this ad wasn't approved. So next time I'm gonna show you how to attach it to a advertorial. We're gonna write an advertorial, or we're gonna do. Let me see what we can do. No, no, yeah, we're gonna do an advertorial for this for sure. I mean, because we don't have one for this, maybe we can write one from scratch, like I showed you. Maybe we can scratch some, then tweak a little bit. But yeah, that's let me see.
You want to do that now, Ross? Live? You want to find a couple and then scrape them, and then because I was hoping for their homework this week. I want them each to get a well copywritten ad to me,
Oh
and then
yeah.
a copy of their advertorial for
Mm-hmm.
whatever offer they're running. Last week we talked about having you guys pick a vertical and do a little research
Yeah.
on that vertical, whatever it may be, white hat Facebook stuff. And then this week I want you guys going in and doing some more research, finding some advertorials, basically doing your best attempt at copywriting it like we just showed you guys how to do, and then submitting that along with a copy of your best ad for that particular niche with well-written copy on your ad. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
asking
yeah,
you guys to
definitely.
go do the full, pretty much the full setup here before you press the go button before week 4 when we are going to press the go button. So this is a real deal here. We're getting it'll be the halfway point next week, and by next week we want to be running traffic. So and when Ross says hardcore shit, he means it. I mean, we're going to be going into some technical, some different coding, blog setups, and stuff you got to put in the back door that nobody really sees, that nobody really knows. We're going to teach you guys some pretty slick tricks here. So I need you guys to understand how to do the copy and the images and the advertorial pretty well before we start next week because
Before we start running traffic, yeah, because
yeah, because
you
that's
need to make
it's a whole nother like course basically when we get into the traffic. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you got to
pretty much like
you got
funny,
to take
like
baby steps here. I'm teaching you how to crawl, and then you're going to walk, and then you're going to run, and then you're going to fly. Okay, over the course of the 8 weeks.
because I'm gonna show you next time how to use the audience insight tool. This one, no, this is the assets. So I'm gonna show you the audience insight tool. I mean, it's pretty slick, if I can say that. It's pretty cool. You can use it with a custom audience, or if you have a page, but I assume you don't have a page with a lot of followers, so you can use it like. I mean, I'm gonna show you guys. I mean, it's a lot of information, so I can. It's gotta be for the next time. But before we start targeting people, we have to make sure that you're gonna send these people because you can target people like super laser here. You can laser target people with the Facebook audience inside too, and you gotta make sure that once you laser target people, you send them to the right advertorial or to the right lender, like Ronnie said, with pain points or whatever. So you don't lose money on traffic. If you send people to something, you want them to convert. So in order for them to convert, you gotta have a strong copy or a strong ad, or a strong lender, right? So I assume you're not going to create your own lender, but that's why we created the WordPress blocks for you guys, so you can start exercising there. I mean, we're gonna give you a copy for some offers, but the idea here is like you start creating yourself, like your own copies, and maybe down the road we can start share information, guys. Like we share with you, then we're gonna get some success. You're gonna share with us, and we're gonna do like a brainstorm, or I don't know, maybe we're gonna create a group or something, so we can share knowledge. That's the deal here. Like it's a win-win. You share knowledge, we share knowledge, and everybody wins. And because maybe you can tweak some of our campaigns and even make them even more profitable, and you can share this with us, and the opposite as well. Like we can improve ourselves if we work together, not with one another, against ourselves. So Brian, can you mute your mic because I can hear you how you type on the keyboard.
Yeah, I'll mute it. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yes, so let's see. Okay, like I said last time, auto insurance, a bunch of ads here. So how we gonna research these motherfuckers? So auto finance, actually, we were running auto finance again. You gotta click the images I showed you this time, last time. When you click the images and when you click uh, tools and then the size of image, and you say the exactly 250 by 300, that's a banner size. So pretty much you're gonna get oh, it's not this one, so it's 300 by 250, I think. Let's see, 300 250. Let's see. Yeah, so pretty much you see all of these are ads, but that's one way to scrape somebody else's copy. We were actually advertising this one 24/7 auto finance, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if this lands to an advertorial or no. Nothing happens. And then I'm gonna go to, let me see. So these are a bunch of softwares I use, but I'm gonna go, let me see. I think Birds Boy Club, that would be admin, this one of our WordPress websites. That's 4. And let's see where this landed. Nowhere, nothing happens. Big wheel, what is that? It shouldn't be an advertorial. Oh, it's an advertorial, but it's for what it is. Toyota Finance Editorial. So Toyota Finance is I'll find also related for Prime. Well, it's auto finance risk. Let's see this one. That's a summit. Huh. Nice. Damn, that's a big thing. Okay, let's go back. And I have another tool. So this is very, very cool tool. It's called spyview.com. I use this a lot. So here you can enter like a website. Once you find one, let me show you what I mean. Auto finance. Let's see these guys. Easy auto sales. And if I remove that, well, buy, sell, and research used cars. Easy auto sales. Let me see. So I'm gonna copy that. Go back to SpyView. Then let's see. They have a this is paid. Okay, so this is a paid software. It has a free version, so I'm using the free now. So these guys, it seems that they don't have any paid. That's Google AdWords, by the way. So that's the organic reach. That's the reach they got from Google search, and that's the Google AdWords search, the blue one. But it seems they don't have any. So how to finance news? Let's see. These guys have advertised on Google. So the reason here is I can see their ads and click on them and see if they land to an advertorial. But like Ronnie said, very small percentage of most of these online marketers they send traffic to advertorial. So it's going to be kind of difficult to find one. Not impossible, of course. So you gotta take your time. Let's see this one. Sorry if I'm in hurry, but I'm trying to, because like I said, it's time consuming and I'm trying to find an advertorial right now. So you can have an idea. No, this one. Mm, these are the spike techniques. You know what? I'm gonna do. Let me see. I already opened this one, but I want to. What's the name? How to create Express. So how to credit Express. I have it here. Yes. Okay. So this. Okay, this is what I want to get. So let's see. I suppose these guys should advertise on Google. Yes. So you can see here now they have organic reach pretty decent, 58%. But I also have a paid reach. And you can see the estimated monthly PPC clicks are 11,000 bucks, so they pay around 11,000 for AdWords. Oh no, this is the sorry about that. So that's the PPC. So the paid keyword. So they have a 4,000. So yeah, this is the estimate monthly budget for AdWords, like around 40K. They pay 40K, and they get like 42%. Imagine that they have organic, they have 58. But so what's my point here? This is a big company. You can see some stats. I see organic reach. So these are federal auto loan. Okay, these are some paid keywords. Okay, and then auto financing for poor credit. That's a good one. Impressions monthly. That's okay. So here are the ads, AdWords history. So you can see pretty much when I hover over a certain ad, you can see it, the period of time. So I'm looking for something. This is 2016. That's been running October. Let's see this ad. Zero down. You see where I'm going now? Ha, fuck yeah. This is what I was talking about, like with the zero down. And I think you can see the actual already screenshot highlight. No, I don't want to screenshot this. Before you could go to the actual one, I don't know why I can't click yet now. So how to express why I can't click on the top that for they probably changed that. Why? Let's see. I'm pretty sure a while ago I could click the fucking ad and now I can't. What the fuck, man? No, I can't. Yeah, they changed. Whoa, so that's yes. Probably if you use the paid version, I'm not quite sure, but okay, fuck it. They don't allow me to click the ads. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to how to create Express. I'm gonna open another tool, which is SimilarWeb. Probably you're familiar with that. SimilarWeb.com, and I'm going to paste my domain name here. And I'm going to try to find a similar website to this one. Kind of slow, I don't know why. Then I'm gonna open Facebook. Okay, we said, and I'm gonna research here as well. Like that. In quotes, like I said, how to create. It should be how to create Express. Let's see. Okay, here we go. But we want to scroll. Like I said, when you pull in quotes, you can pull out the actual posts and the people what they share. So using your trading as, let's see this one. Okay, so now we have another tutorial. Perfect. Like I said, you type the keyword in quotes in Facebook. That's very important. So it's going to pull out even ads, because if you type the keyword without the quotes, it's going to give you like basic results. But if you put quotes, it's going to give you like even ads. So I mean, it's not going to say ad here, sponsored, because it's not sponsored. Sponsored, it's only when you see it in your wall. But you got the idea. But let me see. Used car, but let's see this one. Oh, that's the same one or no? Oh no, that's a different one. Serial pre-owned vehicles have many advantages over new cars. So we see with the first sentence, they rely on the benefits instead of the pain points, like Ronnie said. But that's a starting point. Oh, that's an ad. Okay. I hate fucking stupid ads. Like, I mean, I don't hate ads. Don't get me wrong, but distracting me, man. What the fuck? Let's delete that. No, I'm just gonna delete the fucking wrapper so I can. I didn't delete it like it should. Okay, fuck it. Let's see what did the pressure know? Not on the same page. Why? Okay, so I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna. Maybe I delete the .com, huh? Did I? I'm just gonna clear my RAM right now. Okay, it doesn't have any data. Fuck it. But yeah, this is pretty much this how you do research. These are the two main things you gotta use: Facebook And the Google, uh, come on, don't want me to purchase another $5. uh, Let me see. So Facebook, then the image search in Google. So don't use SpyView. I mean, obviously you cannot click the ads. You can use. Let me see. Let's see for example with this one. Mm, let's type out our finance, and I'm gonna create probably this one. Okay. Hopefully they have some data. If I copy these guys in similar web, hopefully it's going to come up with some results. Okay, this is not, so this is from Google, so you gotta use auto finance. So that's so auto finance, like I said, Google. You go to Google. I showed you this last time. You search auto finance or whatever offer you want to promote, then click the images, and then but you gotta open another one actually. Okay, this is another tutorial. I need this one as well, and so this one, which is banner sizes, like I showed you, and you're gonna open probably the red one is the main one. I like the red one because it's big and you can see the size. So I told you last time the main banners that they use mostly 80% on the web are 300 by 250, 2050 by 2050, 250 250. I mean, this is rare, but so this is the main one, 300 by 250, and that's another main one, 300 by 600. So these are the top used online. So I'm gonna search for 300 by 600 as well. So I'm gonna go to settings, or actually tools, and then size, and then exact size, and I'm gonna say 300 by 600. See if I can come up with some posts, like, yeah, a bunch of ads, like, as you can see. Get 5,000. Okay, let me see this one. City Financial. Yeah, maybe an tutorial, maybe not. In the final best credit union. Yes, it is, guys. That's a fucking tutorial, man. Advertising. Like you see, it's using our finish the section. Let's read through our comprehensive review of the best brand. Also, that's not a review, but they have links to all of them. Pretty sure these are affiliate links. Detail review top ranking best Vancouver banks. This for Vancouver, Montreal. So this is Canada. So we don't need Canada right now. Maybe you do. I mean, it's up to you. Let me see these guys, or maybe these guys. Generations, get a free auto insurance quote in minutes. Okay. Well, that's not our tutorial. But yeah, we so far got two from Facebook. And that's, by the way, like Ronnie said, it's simple. I mean, these quotes, I'm using these quotes pretty much all the time. And these quotes, like, it's not a big deal. You just put quotes and you find a lot of cool stuff here. I mean, mm, let's
Ross, let's
see.
put a copy of the window lander that we've used successfully in the members area form, kind of as a template, you know. So you
Uh,
might already have it probably from the Jordan trainings, but we'll put a copy in there for you guys,
for the Windows,
just so they have a template and they can see kind of how we wrote it with the pain points and whatnot. So that's
yeah,
pretty
I
much
was
Ronnie's
thinking,
style.
let's see, I was thinking about what does this mean to you if you're looking for a purchase of vehicle, consider this. I mean, this one looks decent. The future, many experts in the automotive industry believe this trend will only continue. So this again is not a pain point, but it's like persuasion, It makes you believe something will continue another explanation of this trend is the weeks are longer than ever before. This is a good copy, by the way. You see, how to create experts slash book use you I mean that should be like what is that? It's not a volume link, but it's some kind of with sub IDs. Um, free credit score, get free, blah blah blah. Okay, so this one is there any, I mean, you got the point. You can do just the research. So Brian, what you were saying to upload a window
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe show them how to rip this one real quick, and then put it up on the blog. Everyone should
Okay,
have their blogs by now. So
let me see posts. I have it here, window. Actually, now I remember that for the window copy, we have pretty much kind of, let me see, that's Rachel. Let's see, uh, replacing Windows. Okay, so that's a very good copy. Um, I think I ripped this from Angel list. Angel list. Am I right? Angel.com, then type window. God damn it, why? Increasing lead flow window replacement company.
is
No,
that
no,
Angie's
no.
list? Maybe Angie.
Yeah,
Angie.
yeah, Angie's list. Oh, okay, Angie's list. Angie's list, right? Oh, yeah, you're right. Angie's list. Yeah, yes. Okay, this is what I wanted. So I found this copy here on Angie's list. Um, but let me see what I typed. Join now, sign. Where is the search box? So probably I stumbled upon window replacement from here. Window replacement. Window. Okay, window replacement. Angie's list. Research replacement from Windows. Let's see. Yes, that's so here's a copy. Replacing Windows says energy. Okay. If you live in an older home, the windows are at least 15, 30 years old, you should consider replacing them for any of the following reasons. Poor window energy efficiency, windows are unattractive, blah blah blah. All these things like windows are created, blah blah. According to a study in 2007 by the National Association of Home Builders, windows are expected to last between 15 and 20 years, while wooden windows, I mean, informational advertorial, they have some video that doesn't load. I don't know why. I tried to scrape this one. It doesn't want to load. Probably, let me see. It's a fucking flash player? No, let's see. Um, yeah, I can't make it play. I don't know. Gotta go to the source. Then I have to files. I mean, who the fuck is this fucker? Okay, I have some images here. But anyways, that's a good copy too. But I think I tweaked this a little bit. Let me see where is our post. Yeah, common reasons to replace your older Windows, right? So actually, I didn't tweak it. I just, according to a study in 2000, yeah, that's the same copy. That's the same copy. I maybe I put something. So this one, millions of Americans who would love to change their old Windows don't realize the government will cover all the expenses. Millions of Americans actually qualify for free energy efficiency. That's actually one of Ronnie's scripts. I'm just editing this and fitting it into our advertorial. You see, it's that simple. That's his pain point, so called. So we're using his pain point here. It's not a pain point, but it's like millions of Americans who love to change their old Windows don't realize that the government, you're like, oh shit, I can change my Windows for free. And again, like this, like the government will, the angle that the government will pay, it's kind of tricky, like we talked about before in the beginning, because uh, it can fuck up the lead quality, but you can scrape this advertorial from um, I'm gonna copy and paste the link. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the link just gonna paste it in the chat box so you can scrape that. I can't.
We'll also put a copy of the advertorial in the members area. Ross, you could just put a copy of the advertorial, right, in the members area?
Uh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah,
that.
let's just do that when we upload the video. That way everybody has it. So
Yeah, yeah.
guys, basically, you know, we're approaching an hour and 20 minutes here. So, you know, we're kind of showing you guys how to fish. It's obviously there's no like set exact copy template to use. You're going to go out there. You're going to look around for your offer. You're going to do some searching on Google, some Facebook. We even showed you Angie's List, SpyFu, SimilarWeb, different things out there to help you find like working copy. And basically, you got to go in and you got to take that copy. You got to scrape it. And then you're going to take that copy and you're going to add your own twist to it. You're going to rewrite it. You're going to look at some of the others. You're going to maybe add some from one and put it into the other, and use Ronnie's techniques to basically write your copy and get ready to run some traffic to it and see how it performs. That's really about it. Ross, do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm just answering some questions. As people are asking, like some questions, I'm answering them now.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get everyone the homework so everyone knows what to do here. We want you guys to submit a screenshot of your best ad with copy. Also submit a screenshot of your advertorial. If you guys don't know how to set it up on your blog yet, that's fine. You can send it to me in a Word document. That's also okay for this particular week's homework, because next week we're going to show you like the full setup and everything, how to set it up, how to run it. You're going to want to send that to homework at fbads26.com, and it's due by Thursday night. So make sure you put in the subject line week 3 homework, okay? So that's the homework for this week, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the Ronnie show. He was pretty awesome today. And Ross showed you guys some nice techniques to go out and do some fishing for yourself.
James is asking what's the #1 pinpoint you're using. And there is no really a #1, because different offers they have different angles. So I can't say like there is a #1. You use different pain points for different offers, like for SOAR, for auto finance, for like Ronnie showed.
Yeah, rewatch this video, guys, and go. You know, Ronnie showed you actual real live URLs. Go ahead and find those URLs and read through his copy and give you some ideas of what he's talking about on pain points here. So, you know, he showed you his blog. I think it was Venture Insider Club, and then there was another one, Consumer something. But if you rewatch his video, you can actually go in and look at his blogs and probably pull off a ton of great stuff right there. So.
Yeah.
But I think we gave you guys enough to go out and do some fishing for the offer you guys chose this week. And go ahead and get that homework into me by Thursday night so I can bring some of the stuff up in Friday's Q&A. And everybody have a great week, and we'll talk to you on Friday. Ross, anything?
Yep. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.